I'm so mad right now. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Every once in a while, I will click stop recording on OBS. And what's supposed to happen whenever I do that is it saves to my movies file. And then I can go and I can edit it in DaVinci and I can export it and I can do all the things. This didn't happen with the very last episode of the, what is it called? Time Trial Staff Ghost Challenge. So, in order to complete these last 3 cups, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I did myself and I'm going to race against it, and I have to beat it in order to move on. I don't understand why OBS does this sometimes. And there isn't much I can do about it. It just is what it is. And, well, it was not a good start. But all I can do is make this minor adjustment. So I don't know how far we're going to get today, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm not sure even how beatable some of these records are, because some of them are pretty good. You know, it's... Like, I'm not saying this because, oh, look at me, I'm a brilliant driver. I think in the Mario, especially in a Mario Kart Wii scene, I would be, like, average at best. Like, I'm definitely not an exercise in brilliance. I've given some thought to what's gonna come after this series, because here's the problem. Like, we've kind of done most of the single player content in Wii. Like, that's kind of the thing, right? Like, we can do... Well, this seems to be a really shocking record. Like, I've kind of done everything there is to do in Wii. You know, we've done the 3-star challenge. We've done... We're doing time trials, and once these are done, well, you know, we'll see what happens. Right? Like, there's definitely... I'm just not really sure what we're gonna do. Just in terms of... Wow, that is an absolutely huge difference. Anyway. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what that's gonna look like for Mario Kart Wii, because I do like this. I like this game a lot. I like it more than I like pretty much any other Mario Kart. So I don't want to just use it. I don't want to just do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just, like, oh, well, you know... Oh, it'll be fine. No. I think that's silly. Like, I don't want to just, like, do something for the sake of doing it. But I'm not really sure what I could do. You know, I've kind of given some level of thought to this. Like, for example, like, I was thinking about seeing if I can get something like Retro Rewind to work. And playing some courses on there. You know, maybe doing some challenges and all that. You know, it's just maybe I can, or doing something like Weemify or whatever, however it's pronounced, like the fan servers, and seeing and like doing something with those. That's definitely something I've given some thought to. But I'm not sure. Like, leave a comment. Like, if you guys have any good ideas, something that you might really want to see, I'm open to it. Because my original idea was I was going to try and learn all the various tracks and time trials to the best of my ability. Like, see how close to the world record I can get, that sort of thing. I'd like to do that. It's just... Unfortunately, right now, like, just in terms of, like, my real-life stuff, I can't really do... I don't really have the time of my life needed to make that work. Like, so I'd like to. Like, it's definitely it's a kind of a back burner activity thing. Like, there's a couple series I've kind of wanted to do for some time. Like, that I've just never quite been able to get the time correct for it. I've never quite been able to have the time I would need. Like, there's one that like, but mostly though, like, there's a couple Minecraft series I've really wanted to do, but again, I don't really have the time to make that happen. I mean, luckily, a lot of this stuff will come to an end, because especially after I'm done my undergrad, I'm gonna have a lot more time, because like that's really just gonna be, because it's far easier to do in my experience, it's far easier to leave like your job at the office than it is with university, because like you can't really just ignore university once you get home in the same way. Like you still have to study, you still have to do all kinds of stuff. But I actually got some water here. Again, like you can't really, like this is kind of the problem with doing universities. You can't really ignore your classes in the same way that I could, for example, with my job. Like I can ignore because I don't really have to worry about my job once I get home, because I have the ability to have that kind of work-life balance that I wanted. But you can't really do that with classes. Whoa! Whoa! That was very weird. How do people do that? How do pros do that shortcut? How does Troy do that shortcut? Anyway, this actually does seem to be a pretty good record of mine, funnily enough. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, or what I'm gonna do once all is said and done. Because, especially as it relates to these channels, because it's like I said, being a college student or a university student has its benefits. It also, as well as its drawbacks. For example, like there are definitely pros. But one of the biggest pros is, because I'm still enrolled in stuff, I get my Office 365 subscription. It is what I use to script write and all the rest of it. And, which is fine. Yeah, but once I graduate, as far as I know, that all comes to an end. So I have to figure out, like, that's kind of a big thing, is like, how am I going to get Office 365? Because basically my options are either Office 365 or the Apple suite, which I mean is fine. Like I can definitely do it and make that work. I would just have to learn how Pages works. Or I could use LibreOffice. And I'm like, honestly, I would just, like, for all of this Microsoft's various sins, I do actually kind of I like Windows enough that I'm like, I'm fine with it. Or I like, not Windows, the Office 365. Like, I may just buy it for myself. I'm not even sure if you can still do that, but I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know. But if anyone, the other thing I have to figure out, because this is the thing I'm realizing, especially when you've had an email address for as long as I've had, like I'll be 5.5 years in, 5.5 years when I'm done in December. But I was wondering, like, I swear it's been longer. No, it hasn't been. Well, technically it's 6, because the first course I ever took in my institution was a dual credit course, back when I was in high school. Wow, that would be a really bad record, but, that's whatever. But say what you will, I'm very consistent. Anyway, but yes, that's my current thinking, is that I have to figure out what that whole thing is going to look like once I'm done. Because the problem is, it's kind of hard. It's hard for me to say for certain what that's going to look like. Because I have to unlink a whole bunch of my accounts, but I do at least get an alumni account. So I get which is like permanently mine. Yes, I'm just gonna play this one nice and safe. Yeah, I thought for one horrible moment there I was about to get planted. Took that shroomless. That was, I don't want to think about how close that was. You know what? I don't want to know. You know what? I don't. Oh, I beat it by 4 seconds. I don't know. Whatever. Not my problem. We're done. That's what matters. But yeah, I think there's definitely a whole bunch. Like, this is the thing that no one really tells you at the very beginning when you're done. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's actually a whole boatload of things that you have to consider when you're finishing up. Because, like, don't make too many accounts linked to your institution email and not your personal email, especially when you're a student. When you're an alumni, it doesn't matter, because that address, as far as I know, is permanently yours. Like, at least it is at my institution. I might actually get a sub 130 here. Nope, I barely missed sub 130. I barely missed it. Yeah, the problem is I messed up on one of the laps, and that annoys me a little bit. But it's fine. But yeah, like, my current thinking is that it's actually well, there's kind of a lot that has to go into how all this works, which is kind of surprising. Like a full wind down operation. But anyway, the other thing is I do know for sure I'm done. I have my degree in a minor, because I think in one of the previous videos, I can't remember which one it was. It's been a while. But I basically kept talking about this last course of mine that refused to be done. Well, I basically annoyed the instructor into letting me finish the course. So I actually have my final grade and all that. I got a B+ in my final course. I was taking 2 courses at a different institution because it's, I was allowed to do that. Like, I literally picked the 2 easiest computer science courses I could find. Like, one was web development, and one was literally like the most basic human-computer interaction course you could ever imagine. And I had a ton of fun with one of them. But, the web development course refused to be done. So I was hoping to have all these courses done by the end of June. I didn't. I had it done by the end of July. So I did. I got them done. I got my transcripts. I got them transferred. And I basically said that, okay, I need these things transferred back now, please. And so, I did, and I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna take a little while. Please tell me, don't tell me after all this. Yeah, it's gonna be after all this, isn't it? It is gonna be after all this. Anyway, basically, I got it transferred. I got the official notice like, hey, you've now transferred everything, because we have to do it via my creds for some reason. So I was like, cool. So I went down to advise my school's advising office. It's like, hey, can I get like a grad check done? And so they confirmed it. They confirmed that I was all correct, because I mostly keep track of all that myself. Because it's like you have to. So I basically said, okay, fine, whatever, not a problem. We have to wait for your transfer credits to come in via the official channels, so we can't just grant you credit for them. I was like, fine. It said, oh yeah, it'll take a couple weeks. I got the email the next morning, so I put in a request to advising again for a final grad check. Again. Which is really funny, so I literally went in to annoy them, I think it was Thursday, and I received the official transfer credit notice Friday morning. It was unhinged. Like, I just felt bad, so I asked for the grad check, so it's basically to get it in writing that they think I'm done too. Because my school's advising office has an unfortunate reputation for missing requirements. So like, I actually know people who have like applied to graduate, because that's how it works in university. Like, you can't, it's not like high school. You just, you complete your credential and that's that. No, you have to like, you have to actually get stuff done. You have to actually like apply to graduate. And I know people who have applied to graduate thinking that they were fine, having advising tell them that they were fine, and then about 2 or 3 weeks before they were supposed to walk the stage, having advising reach out and say, "Hey, you've missed one requirement." And I'm like, bruh. And that's like the worst feeling in the world. But I should avoid that because in one program I have way more classes than is required, to the point where at this point, if they were to, like, the only thing I'm worried about is things that I've already had to fight them on and gotten resolved. And the other program I'm transferring back to in September, I already is one side's really simple and the other side is fine. So I'm basically I'm not worried about it regardless. But you know, it's always in the back of your head because you think and you're like, you get to the end and you're like, but what if I did forget? Like, what if I somehow missed one requirement? Well, no, you'll be fine. But you know, I know that I'm fine. Like, I know I'm good to go, but it's always a little bit disconcerting. All right, this time I think this way is actually a little slow. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to affect very much. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's like not a ton of difference. The delta there is not huge. It's not enough to waste a mushroom on. I wonder if I can beat myself without a mushroom. Without like having to use a mushroom. Now this is a challenge. This leads us to an interesting question. Can I beat myself without a mushroom? I may be forced to use my mushrooms as an emergency. I may be forced into using them. This is actually not good. This is really not good. So the interesting question may very well have an answer of no. Yeah, in fact, it probably does have an answer of no. Look at this. In fact, it does have an answer of no. That's fine. Okay, once I finish out this track, I'm gonna call it. And to a degree, I wonder if this does actually, and I'm curious, can I do that, of whether I can do this. It definitely feels doable. Like, as long as I can get ahead the first lap and not screw up the shortcut, it does feel a lot more doable than it should. Like, it does actually feel like a very... It does feel very doable. Whoa, no. Like, low-key, this beating myself without a mushroom feels very doable. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you would be interested in seeing something like Retro Rewind or Moonlight, I think it's called. The one thing I will say is I can't do CTGP because I'm doing this on emulator, unfortunately. So and CTGP doesn't work on emulator. Like, it's not really an issue of, you know, and I get why. Like, the rationale they give is actually kind of valid. You know, CTGP is used basically as staff ghost anti-cheat at this point in the wider community, and an emulator can very easily work around that. And I mean, fair enough. Like, you know, I don't think the competitive scene should sacrifice what is essentially its own integrity for the sake of appeasing little old me. Like, I think that's a very unreasonable thing to ask. I would have been good with a mushroom. I actually would have been good with a mushroom. I think the answer to this question is no. I'm gonna have to use my mushrooms. Gonna have to use my mushies. Fair enough. But yeah, I don't... Like, I completely get it. Like, I don't think it's reasonable for them. Like, eventually it's gonna have to happen, but... You know, just because hardware dies, and, like, the end... Like, obviously, that's why the Wii Party U series is done on CMU rather than on actual Wii U hardware. Because, unfortunately, I literally can't. Because my Wii U died. And, you know, I don't really want to go hunting for a new one. Especially when I have most of the things that I do now. Like when because the only games I really would want from Wii U are Wii Party U for this series. Like there's no other reason, just this channel and this series. And Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. And for some reason I was able to find a bundle that had all three of those. So, you know, it's done. It's done, it's fine. That's all that matters. Like that's really all that matters to me. Because the rest of the Wii U catalog, with a few exceptions, is on Switch. And I'm not, so it's fine. Like, as soon as Nintendo, once you're done fixing Mario Kart World, which you should get on pretty soon here. Whoa. Please go ahead and port Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD to Switch. Not just Switch 2. Not just Switch 2. Switch 1. I beat myself! Look at how consistent that is. Look at how that is a level of consistency that... Brilliant. Anyway. This has been fun. I'm going to end the episode here because on that exciting resolution, it's time to end. Thank you all so much for watching. If this is content you want to see more of, please leave a like on the video and subscribe. You can also check out my various socials. Links to all that's in the description. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.